We pay homage to the Blessed One, Supremely Enlightened Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We pay homage to our teacher, Lokaswami Mahansi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Which meditation did you practice today? Beautiful. Anumodam. And did you use these booklets? Mini booklets?
Yes, but they put it on the screen.
Oh. Yeah, you can have it handy when you travel, you know. These are powerful reflections to abandon unwholesome qualities. These are powerful reflections to cleanse the mind, to remove unwholesome qualities from the mind. And Buddha praised this meditation a lot. Repeatedly in the suttas, you can see those Anusati meditation reflections on the qualities of the Buddha, qualities of the Dhamma, qualities of the Sangha. But when people talk about meditation, they mostly talk about breathing meditation, right? Or loving kindness meditation, or sometimes vipassana meditation. Those words are familiar with those practitioners, but not so familiar with the Anusati meditations, right? But if you study the discourses, you see the same importance given to these meditations as well. And many of the followers of the Buddha who lived when the Buddha was alive practice this meditation a lot, and you can read the verses of enlightened monks and nuns. They praise these meditations highly. There are lots of benefits of practicing these meditations.
I know we started off by reflecting all the 9 qualities one day. And after that, can we just pick one quality, then we keep contemplating on that?
The way that Buddha gives the instructions for the meditation is always to contemplate the 9 qualities.
Oh.
That's how the discourse, when you read the discourses, Buddha explains all the 9 qualities.
Explain that.
Sugato means the Buddha discovered the most amazing path in the world, which is the Noble Eightfold Path. By following that path, Buddha achieved the most beautiful, the blissful state, which is Nibbana. So we contemplate and we develop our confidence regarding that quality. Yeah. A shorter version of the same quality is well gone one. Same thing like Buddha followed a path, traveled, followed a beautiful path and achieved the end of suffering. Sugato. And when Buddha was explaining the benefits of this Anusati meditation, the meditations on these reflections, Buddha highlighted that during these meditations, the practitioner's mind is not overcome by desire, hatred, and delusion. So at the time of the meditation, the practitioner can experience the peace of even temporarily. They can experience this peace of mind and the meditator experiences rapture, spiritual joy, happiness, and the mind gets concentrated. Mind reaches the jhanas. Buddha explains the benefits of these meditations. So you can do these Anusati meditations while sitting, walking, lying down, any posture. Do you think these Anusati meditations are well known in the world, or are they hidden? Yeah, they're kind of hidden gems.
And the six.
Six recollections.
Yeah, one.
So recollection on the qualities of the Buddha. Second one is the recollection on the qualities of the Dhamma. Third one is the recollection on the qualities of the Sangha. Fourth one is reflection on one's virtue, the precepts one is practicing. The next one is recollection on the generosity, one's generosity. You want me to write them down? Yeah, on the. Hmm?
Small booklets.
So first one. And Buddha has given instructions how to do each meditation. There are discourses about this. These are the six recollections. The first one is recollection on the qualities of the Buddha. Second one is recollection on the qualities of the Dhamma. Third one is recollection on the qualities of the Sangha. And the fourth one is recollection on your own precepts, your virtue, how you keep precepts, and reflection on your generosity. You know how you practice generosity, the giving and sharing and helping people in the Sangha, helping the community, and then recollection on the deities. Okay, so there are instructions about like how to do these meditations. And these meditations are very powerful, wholesome thoughts. They can just like, they can abandon major defilements of the mind very quickly and bring the peace to the mind. I think we have a mini booklets about this meditation. You have only one meditation there? Dhanusati. Yeah, till you memorize. Huh? We have a different mini book saying 6 recollections. All the 6 recollections. Where are you going? No need. No, not now. All the 6 recollections are there and instructions are there. Yeah, we should all practice those meditations because Buddha asked us to practice. Okay. Okay, shall we go to our sutta then? The Sambodhisutta about awakening. Buddha was teaching the Dhamma about the supporting factors for attaining enlightenment, right? So we learned about many important qualities. Today we are going to continue learning the 10 types of talks. That's where we left off, right? We finished the entire thing? Did we discuss about all the 10?
Yes,
Oh,
Bhante.
okay,
We
okay.
did.
Okay, so today we're going to learn about number, is it number 4, 5? We have to learn number 4. So we, very good students.
The first one.
Different numbers from different. So first one is, first one is Kalyana Mittata. Okay, so here. Kalyana Mitto Hodi, right? The first one is Kalyana Mitto Hodi. Second one is Silava Hodi. Third one is 10 types of talks, right? Yeah, the Yayan Kata, Abhisalekika. So this is the fourth. Okay, so here. Okay, Buddha teaches this fourth factor is a very powerful, wholesome quality that we all should develop in order to attain enlightenment. So this is an aid to enlightenment. Buddha teaches, Punacha parangauso bhikkhu aradha viriyo viharati akusalanam dhammanam pahanaya kusalanam dhammanam upasampadaya pamama dalla parakkamo anikkhitta dhuro kusalesu dhammesu. So what is that quality? The practitioner lives with energy roused up for giving up unskillful or unwholesome qualities and developing wholesome qualities. So the practitioner is energetic. And what is this energy? It's all about mental energy. Mentally, the practitioner strives to abandon unwholesome qualities. And also the practitioner mentally strives to achieve, to develop wholesome qualities. Right? So that is the fourth quality. He or she, how do you write?
Yeah, it's correct.
Practitioner strives to abandon unwholesome qualities. And to develop wholesome qualities. If somebody practices this quality, that becomes an aid to enlightenment, and the person is getting closer to enlightenment little by little. So now we have to understand what is the meaning of unwholesome qualities and what is the meaning of wholesome qualities. All right? Like, simply we understand. If you made an effort to come to this class by overcoming laziness, didn't you give rise to a sense of energy? You have to, right? Because if we are lazy, then we wouldn't achieve it. So that is also an example of making effort to develop wholesome qualities. Because by coming to this class, by making an effort, by coming here, and then you meditate and you achieve more wholesome qualities. You develop wholesome qualities because of your initial effort. You meditate, you listen to the Dhamma, you discuss the Dhamma, right? So a heap of wholesome qualities was the result of your energy.
So last night, um, I wasn't lazy, but I was having a thought like, okay, I wouldn't understand anything. And then I told myself, no, it doesn't matter. I'm not coming just to understand, but to hear,
Okay.
practice with my other Dharma friends. So I was making that extra effort. Even though I didn't understand anything.
You made it. You made it.
And
That's the effort. That's the energy. And did it lead to any unwholesome qualities? It's for wholesome qualities, right? You meditated, right? You worship the Buddha, you know, and you by watching the monks entering the meditation hall, you gave rise to the heart of confidence. So every action generated a good karma, wholesome qualities, and that is now you can understand why that energy is a factor of uh, enlightenment, how it functions as an aid to enlightenment, right? So that's because of energy. And Buddha teaches if somebody achieved something awesome in this world, it's all because of this appamada, because of diligence, not because of laziness. So the making an effort to you know abandon unwholesome thoughts in mind, or to abandon these unwholesome qualities that lead to the breaking of precepts. All these things are like the task of that effort. And Buddha has taught in other discourses a series of defilements that we need to recognize. So some of them are like hatred, sense desire, arrogance, ill will, anger. Like that, there's a list of unwholesome qualities. Jealousy, greediness. When they arise, we need to recognize. And also the 5 hindrances. They are also unwholesome qualities, and during meditation and during the day-to-day life, we should make an effort to recognize them and to abandon them, like sense desire, anger, again, sleepiness and drowsiness, restlessness and remorse, doubt. Those are unwholesome qualities. Yeah, this mental effort, this energy is very important. Harry, please ask your question.
Budaya Bante. I'm not so sure if I should ask this, but so we all know, Bante, let's say a person sacrifices himself for the sake of another person. So if one sacrifices normally, we all know this is a skillful quality, wholesome quality, which we want to develop, right? Because he sacrifices. But then the question is, if he sacrifices his own life to save, let's say, his children, is that skillful still? He died. He killed himself for the sake of others. Just wondering this. Thank you, Bante.
You talked about Bodhisattva's life?
Nor layman person. So, for example, there are cases like in war, like for example, Nazis time, uh, right? So he was in a situation wherein because of his children, so he stood up and then he killed himself.
But in the discourses, according to the Buddha's realization and Buddha's enlightenment, we can see that we always see that Buddha never encouraged taking others' lives. In the same way, Buddha never encouraged taking one's own life. So it's being compassionate to oneself and being compassionate to others. That's what you see everywhere when Buddha was teaching about kindness and compassion. Buddha was very clear that Buddha always encouraged, saving your life, saving others' lives. That's what you see all the time. That's what I see all the time when I read the discourses. If you read the discourses, you will see the same thing.
But when it comes to sacrifice, Bante.
But when the Buddha to be, when he was like fulfilling his the paramis, it's a different story, because Buddha to be as Buddha is also an extraordinary being. So the Buddha to be is also an extraordinary being. So there are some things that we can follow the Dhamma path, and everything that we should follow has been very clearly defined by the Buddha. And some other things, like we cannot do everything that the Buddha to be did. We cannot do everything that the Buddha did. For example, yesterday we were chanting a sutta. Bhantes were chanting a sutta. Bhantes chant suttas every weekdays. So in that sutta, you have also learned that sutta. Buddha was Buddha to be was in his struggle to enlightenment. Buddha was about to stop eating at all, like complete fasting. Then the devas appeared in front of him and said, "Oh, great being, if you are completely cut off taking food, we are going to inject divine food into your body through your the body hairs,
Pores.
through your
Through your
skin."
pores. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Buddha to be, the Bodhisattva, reflected on that and thought, so if I say that I am completely out of taking food and I am practicing fasting, but these devas inject food, divine food, then I am a liar, right? I would be a liar then, because I am not fasting then, because I survive on something else. It's divine food. So then Buddha replied to those deities, no need to inject divine food. I will take care of my food. So then now they cannot do that. The deities couldn't do that because now Buddha decided to eat something. But that something was very little, like 1 grain of one bean, 1 grain of rice. Remember? It's very extremely little. Do you think we can do that for 6 years? That's the thing. So we cannot practice everything that the Buddha to be practices. What we should practice has been very clearly defined and explained by the Buddha in the discourses. That's also important to understand. That's a good question though, because some people think that we should imitate the Buddha and we should be like him. Sometimes people think like that. We can never be like the Buddha. Buddha never encouraged people to become like him. What Buddha said was, you be like, if you are a monk, try to be like the monks Sariputta and Moggallana. It's in the discourses, Anguttara Nikaya. If you are a lay person, try to be like the householder Chitta or Nandamata. If you are a nun, try to be like the nun Kema or Uppalavan. So be a follower. That's the instruction of the Buddha. Because it's not like, that's how Buddha saw the way that we should end this suffering. Okay, Harry?
Yes, Bante. I get your point. Thank you, Bante.
Okay, good. So Buddha continues explaining the energy here. So the practitioners are strong, vigorous, not slacking off when it comes to developing skillful, wholesome qualities. So these are the key words here. Thamawa, dalha parakkamo, anikhita dhuro kusalesu dhammesu. Those keywords. So when the practitioner makes this effort to abandon unwholesome qualities and to develop wholesome qualities, he's very strong in making that effort. He's very strong, and also it's very consistent, the effort. You try to like maintain your wholesome qualities without slacking, like without losing anything. You try to maintain your wholesome qualities on a regular basis. So those are the meanings of these qualities. And you never give up your responsibility of developing wholesome qualities and abandoning unwholesome qualities. Anikhita duro means you never give up that responsibility. You think this is the only path I have. There is no any other path. So you take this path very seriously. You take this wholesome practice very seriously, and you respect it very much. And you try to, so otherwise the opposite of Anikita Duro is, sometimes people make that effort only for a certain time period. They make that effort to listen to the Dhamma, to keep precepts, to give dana, to meditate, only for a short time. And then they cannot continue that effort. That's the opposite of Anikita Duro. They don't take that responsibility seriously. And then you see sometimes people after some time, they have changed the direction of their life, and they have again started you know, doing unwholesome things, breaking precepts, you know, they don't, you know, find the time to meditate. So that is the opposite of Anikita Dura, and now you can understand the true meaning of Anikita Dura. So Buddha said, this is the fourth vital condition for development of awakening factors. Okay. I was reading day before yesterday a beautiful sutta about making effort, arousing energy. It is about the foremost among the energetic monks, the Arahant Sonathero. So he was extremely energetic. Before he became an Arahant monk, he was practicing walking meditation, sitting meditation all day, no sleeping, you know. It's unbelievable effort. He practiced this for few years, but he couldn't see any special development in his mind. So after practicing for not few years, I think many years, after practicing many years, eventually he decided to disrobe. He thought, I practiced so hard, and but still I haven't realized anything. I haven't attained these stages of enlightenment. Maybe my mind is not answering to this effort. So then he thought, my parents have wealth, and so I can disrobe and I can return to the lay life. You know, I can do some business there. I can earn some money. With that money, I can make some merit. As soon as he thought like that, fortunately, the great being, the most compassionate being, the Buddha read his mind. Buddha was somewhere else, far away, but using Buddha's psychic powers, Buddha appeared in front of the Sona Thero and asked, did you think about this now? And you wanted to disrobe? And the Bhante replied, oh, blessed one, yes. So then Buddha asked, so in the lay life, you were a very talented lute, right? Is that lute? What? Eh? L-U-T-E. L-U-T-E, lute, right? Lute, like this. Right? You have this, right? Yeah. The strings, right? That makes like guitar. Like the guitar. Yeah, like the guitar, right? Okay, let's say guitar, right? So you are a very talented guitar player, and Bhante answered, yes, Bhante. So when the strings were too tight, did that produce a sweet sound? Bhante said, no. When it was too loose, did it produce that sweet sound? He said, no. So when it was not too loose and too tight, then it produced the what is the sweet sound? Bhante said, yes. So do the practice like that. If your practice is like too hard, you make it very hard, then your mind becomes restless. See the instructions of a fully enlightened Buddha, and Buddha knows exactly the issue. When the mind is too lazy and you give up this, and you are too lazy, then the mind goes to laziness, disability. Like mind is not functioning for development of wholesome qualities. So abandon both and practice in the middle way. And also Buddha gave some more instructions. You need to balance the spiritual faculties. You need to take the signs of your practice. So like that, some advanced instructions were given. And Bhante took them very seriously. And then Buddha disappeared from there using psychic powers. So then Bhante practiced, followed those instructions, soon became an Arhat monk. That is the Arhat Sawana Thero's story. So that was that is in the discourses. Sawana Sutta, maybe Sawana Sutta. Okay, what is your question, Geeta?
Thank you, Bhante, for teaching us. My question is on the wholesome qualities. Can you list the 10 wholesome qualities? Because we briefly discussed the 10 unwholesome. So like kindness, sila, generosity.
Okay.
Patience.
Does anybody know the 10 wholesome qualities? This is the opportunity for you to share with everybody. 10 wholesome qualities. Dasa kusala. It's good to ask questions.
Opposite of unwholesome.
Yes. Yes.
Generosity.
2.
And then
Bhante, we can't hear. Can you repeat it so we can write it down, please?
Yes. Yes.
the
10 wholesome qualities. One should make an effort to develop these 10 wholesome qualities. So we are talking about making effort. Okay, I will help you, okay? 3 from bodily activities, 4 from verbal activities, again 3 from mental activities.
The first one is abstaining from.
First one is abstaining from killing, right? So you make an effort to not to kill. You make an effort not to kill. Let's say these like harming ideas, cruel thoughts come to your mind. To buy a weapon, to hit to shoot somebody, or harm somebody, right? Can't you stop that if you make an effort? That's making effort. So if somebody goes ahead and kills somebody, what is that? Lack of energy, of abandoning unwholesome qualities.
breaking precept.
Yeah, that resulted in breaking precepts. So that means in order to keep the precept, you need to make an effort. So this is also the first precept, and also the first one of the 10 wholesome qualities. So abstaining from killing. At the same time, practicing compassion, saving lives, helping sick people, everything included here. You make an effort to do that. And second one, abstaining from stealing, right? Abstaining from stealing. Also, protecting others' belongings.
Generosity.
Yeah, being generous. So third one, abstaining from, if you are on a precept, abstaining from incelibacy. If you are on 5 precepts, abstaining from sexual misconduct.
Celibacy means no sexual intercourse at all, right?
Yes. Like Arahant's life. And so these three, bodily. And then the next one, abstaining from lying. Yeah, that means speaking, you make an effort. Okay, you think, okay, if I were to tell a lie now, something good will happen to me. I'll be promoted, or I will, something. I will achieve something. But you make an effort to keep your precepts, to practice, to develop wholesome qualities, 10 wholesome qualities. You think, okay, no, I am not going to lie. Even though a loss come to me, right? Even though like blame come to me or whatever, I am not, even though I'm going to lose these important things, I'm not going to lie. You make an effort to speak the truth. So not lying means speaking the truth. Okay. And the next wholesome quality is abstaining from divisive speech. Okay. And you think these thoughts come to you. Okay. That person said this thing about that other person. So if I were to share this with the other person, he will be a friend of mine, and their friendship will be broken. So it is beneficial for me so that I'll be more close to this person. So I have advantages of that. So those thoughts come to your mind. Okay. And now you have the intention of breaking a friendship, but you make an effort. You think, okay, no, even though I heard that from this friend, I'm not going to report it to this other person.
You're saying that you're also telling the truth.
If you have the intention of breaking the friendship and getting closer to this person, that's an unwholesome thought. Breaking the friendship, that's where you need to be careful. Okay, whether it is true or false, that's not what we are talking here. We are talking here about the intention. If you have the intention to break friendships, then you should not tell, because you are on an unwholesome route. Okay, so you have
Bhante, what's the opposite of that? Unifying people?
opposite
would
of
be like-
divisive speech is uniting
people. Yeah.
Uniting the divided people and promoting promoting harmony. Yes, you use your words to do that. Okay. Let's say,
Bhante,
yes, please ask.
I do have a question regarding mental health.
Okay.
So if you suffer with major depressive disorder or general anxiety disorder, you consistently have you're challenged with unwholesome thoughts because you're not capable sometimes of coming away from those thoughts. You're
Like, for example, you mean angry thoughts or sad thoughts? Are those examples?
Yes, there are examples.
Okay.
Because you are locked in maybe past trauma or something, and you're not able to come away from it, and it's suffocating you. Mental illness, where you have to take medication to keep yourself from being low or sad. What are the thoughts on that through the Buddha?
So when such a unwholesome state of mind, if that has gone like too far, then sometimes you have to until you come to a certain stage, you have to take those medicine, because now it has reached a level where you have to take some medications. So while doing that, you little by little you should start studying the teachings of the Buddha, practicing meditation little by little, and developing your insight, your wisdom of understanding the true nature of things, understanding the impermanent of conditioned things, understanding the non-self nature of conditioned things. So you learn this deep Dhamma, and then according to your practice, based on your practice, at some point, some of the practitioners will be able to completely get rid of medications and achieve, the growth of the spiritual path. For example, like that's a kind of a general advice we give nowadays. But when the Buddha was alive, there were people like that. We call them like depressed nowadays. Those modern words, depressed or stressed out, or suffering from anxiety. Remember, you can see the pictures here, like Kisa Gotami. She completely went crazy, and because she lost her only son, right? And Bhattacharya, right? She lost her two babies, like two sons, husband, mother, father on the same day, right? She completely went crazy, remember? Right? She didn't have any mindfulness left, and she was running all over the places, and but she didn't take any medications to cure her mental illness, but she met the most powerful doctor, right? The Buddha. She had that great fortune to meet that great being, the Buddha. And Buddha shared the teachings with her, taught the meditation techniques to her, and she took them seriously. She took the instructions, she followed them, and she completely cured, right? Remember? And she joined the nuns order. She became an enlightened nun. So Dhamma is a medicine. Dhamma is a medicine. For some people, according to the stage, like what we see nowadays, according to the stage of their mental illness, sometimes we see some people, they don't take medications at all, and they try to use the meditation, the mindfulness practice, learning the Dhamma, and they achieve some development. It depends on the individual. It depends on the stage of the mental illness. Sometimes we know some people, when they are in a stage of taking medications, they reject that, and instead they think the meditation is the only way. Like sometimes they try to do it in the wrong way sometimes, and then it gets worse. So you need to follow the right meditation. You should read the teachings of the Buddha. You should follow the right instructions of the Buddha about meditation. So it depends on many factors, but definitely the Dhamma is the greatest medicine to cure, especially the mental illnesses. And we see that in like throughout the history of this Dhamma propagation, in the present, in many people's life, we see that how they achieve it.
Especially this last year with COVID, because I work with university students, there it is so much more prominent now. The anxiety, like every if they get nervous and anxious so easily. So if they can't get into course, the word that comes out is I'm so anxious I can't get in to this course. I'm like, anxious is a very.
I think many university students and or around the world, and many, not only the students, many people depend on pills, right? But fortunately, now many people also have realized the importance of meditation, importance of the instructions of an enlightened Buddha. And there are so many programs aiming for those. That's also a good trend. And also sometimes these pills, you know, they are just temporary solution. And yesterday, one of our Bhantes taught in the program, Dhamma program, a discourse like that. So the reason was that was taught by an Arahant monk when the Buddha was alive, and the reason for that discourse was the name of the sutta is Soka Sallaharana Sutta, removing the arrow of sorrow. That's the name of the sutta. Beautiful sutta, powerful sutta. Again, like greatest medicine. The Dhamma is the greatest medicine. So the reason for that discourse was this king lost his queen. The queen passed away. He loved her very much. So he couldn't bear this separation. So it's kind of a deep state of anxiety, right? And he stopped eating, he stopped cleaning himself, he stopped engaging in all these duties. So he was kind of like in a deep state of sadness. And nowadays what we do, we go to the doctor and we depend on medications. But fortunately there was a minister, and that minister had compassion for the king, and he took this king to see that Arhan monk. And Arhan Bhante gave a discourse, not the pills. He taught a discourse. And he taught about the true nature of the life. He taught about the impermanence of the things. He taught about the things that cannot be controlled by any person. And he taught about how to develop wisdom when you face the death of a loved one and separation. While sitting there on the spot, the king realized he used the medicine of Dhamma, and he was fully cured. The arrow of sorrow was removed on the spot, and he said that, oh Bhante, I completely transformed. My sadness vaporized, disappeared. It's like magic. And then he called the minister, now I am ready to eat. Now I am ready to take a shower. Okay, now I will start engaging in my duties as I usually did. So completely his sadness disappeared because of the medicine of Dhamma. So there are so many examples, so many discourses, so many instructions to overcome anxiety, stress, depression, sadness, sorrow. These discourses are full of those instructions. And eventually to get rid of suffering fully. That's the purpose of the appearance of the Buddha to this world. That is why we should share these teachings with the entire world. There are so many people searching for a permanent solution to end their anxiety, their worries, their remorse, their restlessness, their suffering. There's so many people looking for a permanent solution. Dhamma is the amazing gift for the world. Yeah, so patiently, we should all practice this Dhamma, and Dhamma will do its duty. That is to bring true happiness, peace, lasting peace to the practitioner. Just we need patience and also continuous studying, learning, discussion, meditation, and we are learning about those factors. So basically practicing these factors. Okay, I hope you got the correct answer. I
recently heard a term, Dhamma is duty. That doesn't fit into this energy part. It's not just we observe things, but we need to do something active.
correct. There's an action done by the Dhamma, right? So going back to the skillful qualities, number 6, abstaining from harsh speech. Okay, that means you make an okay. That means, let's say somebody yells at you, and your harsh words are at the end of the tongue. Okay, you're about to yell at the person with angry words, harsh words. Okay, but you make an effort. I'm not going to use those bad words. Okay, that is developing wholesome qualities. The sixth wholesome quality. You think many people have that energy? Why you see? Okay, so abstaining from harsh speech and speaking gently, compassionately, not using bad words, harsh words. Okay, that would make people angry. So that's the true meaning of harsh words. Okay, and the seventh awesome quality, abstaining from gossip, idle chatter. Okay, gossip, unbeneficial talks that waste your time and waste others' time. So basically, okay, definitely we all may need to make an effort, right? If we don't make an effort, keep talking, not beneficial for us, not beneficial for the world, keep talking. Practicing silence is very important.
When we are talking to our friends regarding the news, what's going on, is that I don't chat them something. What happened? What is the truth?
Yeah, better to have some restraint, always. Always restraint. We cannot be quiet, but we can make an effort to speak the wholesome things, important things, beneficial things. You see the meaning of this. Like sometimes when people start some gossiping, in the beginning things are okay, but you see sometimes you get into politics, conflicts about countries. Sometimes they end up in painful results. Sometimes friends lose their friends. Have you seen? So if something was happening based on wholesome roots, that shouldn't be the results. Painful results shouldn't be the effect of an action based on a wholesome root. Why sometimes we lose friends in those discussions is because it's coming from an unwholesome root. So this is abstaining from gossip. So that's wholesome. Buddha never ever talked. Buddha never ever lied, spoke divisively, spoke harshly, and gossip. Never ever. Can you imagine? Even a single word. Always spoke the truth. Always compassionate, insightful, wise, beneficial words only. That's the amazing quality of a human being. Extraordinary human being.
That's why
Unbelievable.
That's why Pali is so pure, the language.
Yes.
What if you're victim to listen to God?
That's called, that's a result of associating with people with bad qualities. So that's like, we should make an effort. We should try our best to avoid those kind of environment situations.
It's the work that's hard to avoid it when you're officer.
Yeah, sometimes you cannot avoid some environment, but sometimes you can practice that to some extent. And sometimes if you cannot physically remove by yourself, then at least like you can try to make an effort to practice silence, not to get involved in that discussion, things like that. You have so many alternative ways to avoid gossip in different levels, right? In some places you have the chance to remove yourself from that environment, then you can make an effort to do that. If it is not possible, then you can see other alternative ways how you can, avoid engaging in those discussions. So always there are ways, even though you cannot avoid 100%, there are ways you can control. Mindfulness is the highest. Mindfulness. If we don't have mindfulness, then we go too far. Okay, so that's gossip. So yeah, this is very good. So these making effort to practice all these things are about this fourth quality, right? Fourth one. So last three are about mental. Okay.
Yes.
What is that? Anabhijja. Anabhijja. You make an effort to remove the greedy thoughts. Pauline, you have a question?
No.
Somebody had a question? Okay. So excessive greed. Let's call it excessive greed. Abandoning excessive greed. Nobody knows how it doesn't. Do they?
No. Yeah.
Why did you think? Okay, excessive. That's another term. Excessive greed. Okay, there's a definition for this. Buddha explains. Yantang parassa paravittu upakaranang tang mamasati. So that means if you get these thoughts, okay, whatever others own, be mine. So you have those thoughts of greediness. You don't rejoice in what others have achieved and what others experience, the others' happiness, others' wealth, others' fame, right? Others, especially belongings like material things. You don't rejoice in that achievement. Instead, you think, I should have those thoughts. So greedy thoughts. So then if you if somebody keep thinking those thoughts, then that person will want to kill that person in order to own those belongings, to steal those belongings. Then the person, you hear those stories again and again because of these excessive greedy thoughts. People kill others. So that's an unwholesome, and you make an effort to abandon it. Like basically the opposite of generosity. Okay. If you have generous thoughts, then you are practicing wholesome qualities. Giving and sharing. Instead of stealing from others, you practice giving and sharing. You give things to others. You give gifts. Okay. And the ninth one is loving kindness. So this one, if we use a different translation for this, like different meaning for this, abstaining from excessive greed, you can say generous thoughts. That's the wholesome. Generous thought. And number 9, thoughts of loving kindness or abandoning angry thoughts. And the last one is abandoning wrong view is the right view. Okay. So you make an effort to abandon the wrong view, you make an effort to develop right view. Okay, so these are the 10 wholesome qualities. If you make an effort to develop this, then you are getting closer to Nibbana, enlightenment, awakening. Okay, so those are the 10 unwholesome, 10 wholesome qualities.
Thank you, Bante.
Somebody says here it looks easy. Looks easy, difficult to practice. But see how Buddha realized, how Buddha analyzed, there are 10 things, and it's amazing, amazing wisdom. Okay. So we finished discussing about the fourth quality. So now we know these aids to enlightenment, having good friends, the friends in the Dhamma. If somebody has those friends, they know that they are getting closer to Nibbana. That's a beautiful factor. The second one is following precepts. If one respect the 5 precepts, 8 precepts, they know that they are on the right path. And then with the Kalyana Mittas, they discuss about these 10 topics about seclusion, wisdom, liberation, Nibbana, talks about contentment, fewness of wishes, arousing energy to develop wholesome qualities, to abandon unwholesome qualities. You discuss these things with your friends. Friends talk these things with you. You know that that's the path to enlightenment. And then you always maintain your energy to achieve growth in this Dhamma path. That's also a factor of the awakening.